Want to know how emotional intelligence coaching and emotional release therapy can help you to stay productive during self-quarantine?
We are checking in with some good to start your morning on an emotional upswing this morning for our global tribe. So here we are. Good morning.
Good morning. And for those of you who are just getting to know us,
I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From ZenRoseGarden.com,
home of Zen Ed Academy. We built Zen Rose Garden in 2008 to help people through some of the hardest traumas and emotional upsets of life.
So are locked and loaded to help you guys connect for yourself and bringing you some feel good and support in the morning. So let's get started,
Let's get started. So I want to say that it is an amazing day. It is great to see everybody who's here. As you guys come on, let us know in the comments where you're at in the world and how things are playing out in your part of the planet.
Tag up. We want to know what is up with you. We want to touch base and check in. So we decided to do this live in the morning for a while, and just to kind of get you started, because we usually do our afternoon live about tarot and self-reliance and that kind of thing. But we thought we'd split it up into two
and get a little bit more direct in something that is going to help you while we're going through this crazy.
All right. Because I thought, the afternoon we can talk about tarot, we can talk about whatever kind of things. But I think in the mornings, we're going to talk about personal stuff, some self-care.
Yeah, we're going to talk about personal stuff. We're going to talk more about emotional stuff and more about things that are going to help you to not go freaking cuckoo while we're going cuckoo.
So that's what's up. And this is that first video.
Yes.
So
victorious. I just love that. Victorious. Hey, heart. I'm still working. Good that you're still working. Ginger, good to see you.
Be safe while you're working. We're working, but we work primarily from home anyway. So
we work with you guys.
But, first of all, I want us all to take a really good deep breath, right? Because we always forget to breathe. I know I do, even though I talk about breathing all the time, I forget. So take a good deep breath through your nose and let it go. David's going to be my model. But feel into your body for a second, because we spend so much time in our heads that we forget to feel into our body, that we're present, we're here, we're connected to the earth. Close your eyes and be right here with me for a second. And I talk about spiritual self-reliance a lot because it's so important. And that is our job as coaches, to help you have the most clarity and joy that you can have in your life, no matter what life throws at you.
Right. So now it is time for the self-care tip of the day. This is something easy to do right now to lower worry, stress, and overwhelm, and to get you back to peace, calm, and clarity. Hannah, Chelsea, good to see you guys.
I'm so glad you guys are joining us for coffee. I know it's not morning for you in Australia, but for us, it's morning and we're having coffee. And I just want to let you know, first of all, before I give you the tip of the day, that love you guys. We sincerely, truly love you guys. And we want to check in. I know new friends we haven't met yet who are joining us on YouTube, new friends on Facebook we haven't met, our old friends, the OG people, OG Zen heads are here. But all of you, I just want to check in and let you know that we are thinking about you every day.
And we definitely appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come and hang out with us. We honor that. Thank you guys.
And we got our own stuff going on too. Right. So I want to talk about being vulnerable. Being vulnerable as a spiritual coach and someone that is a teacher and a leader in our niche, our community right now. What that's like for us, because
Hannah at 2:00 in the morning.
Well, you got those babies keeping you up all night. But I want to talk about vulnerability as a spiritual coach and a spiritual leader. And because what I see that is a little unnerving for me
or any leader for that matter.
Any leader is I'm talking about specifically in my niche, because I know what I would do in my niche. I can't speak for other people in other professions because I'm not them, right? I can go, that feels wrong, but I can't speak because it's not my expertise. Right. But for me,
But
I think it's super important for us as spiritual coaches, as intuitive, whatever, as psychic readers, as intuitive.
Anybody in the spiritual field.
In the spiritual personal growth industry, to let your people know that you're vulnerable too.
Yes.
I have a moment of fear every day. And that's kind of why we did this live this morning.
Mhm.
That's the theme,
Right.
is that what do you do with that? Because I'm kind of getting already sick of spiritual leaders going, I'm fine. I'm not scared. I'm not worried. I'm full of love and light.
Mhm.
You're a fucking human.
That is called bypassing.
So let's not do that, because that's bugged me before this
Mhm.
COVID thing, and it's
just
bugging
amplified.
me even now. So let's not do that shit. So it's a scary time right now.
Right.
And with fear and anxiety comes a decrease in productivity, right? We might get stifled by that fear and anxiety and not be able to do anything. So we need to know how to manage that. I mean, this is our gig. This is what we do all the time, no matter what, before this crisis. This is our job.
We've been doing this since 2008 as a team.
So fear triggers the fight or flight response. Yep. And the primal, more emotional parts of our brains take over, and our ability to think long-term, like long-term goals, and strategize and be creative drops into the pit of despair, right? You know that movie, right? It's the best movie. Of despair. But what I see some people doing is talking at their people and making psychic predictions about love and light, and it's all going to be like this, but without addressing what's happening right now in your life,
and giving people real world tools to help them right now, not in some future prediction of whatever is going to happen in the future. What's happening right now, and how can you better help that?
And already there's this avalanche of coaches and readers and all doing this generic shit, like it's the time of transformation, and there's all this stuff. You know, the earth is doing what the earth does.
It's been transforming.
The earth is transforming, and we're not trying to take the earth back. The earth is trying to take the earth back from us right now. So she's going to be nice to the people that are doing the things they're supposed to do. Plant your vegetables, stay inside, wash your hands, be nice to your friends. Don't breathe on them or cough on them. Don't spiritual bypass and be like, my vibration's so high, this shit can't touch me.
My vibrator was so high, I realized it was a taser.
Because Mother Nature has a different idea for you. She's like, I'm going to teach you about love and light. So here's the thing. I'm seeing this trend of these generic sort of readings going on that are like, and yes, it's true. We're learning lessons from this. We're going to be better people. We're going to appreciate and love each other more. We
are literally evolving because of this thing.
We are evolving, but let's understand how we're evolving.
Right.
So ignoring and being all in, I'm only feeling all of these wonderful things all the time, and I never get into the fear of it, is, I'm going to be clear, this is bypassing, and this has been the biggest problem in the spiritual growth niche for years. And I'm not popular for saying this, but it's absolutely true.
Yep. And it's just getting bigger.
So, and it's about shadow work. We can talk about light work is about shadow work, but we don't really understand what that is. This is like shadow work right now. The entire world is doing shadow work.
Yep.
That is my little rant for today.
Yep. And let's see. Cheryl says you guys are so on point with this morning. I fucking love you so much.
We love you guys, but we're going to give you some tips to make this real, because it's not just me about ranting about what I think people are doing right or wrong, which, you know, I will never say that you're doing it right or wrong, because you know what, you're doing it the way that you feel is right for you.
It's when you are a leader and people look up to you and you do this shit.
Well, I think it's important to acknowledge what your clients are going through,
but also most importantly, being human with it.
Here's why I think it's dangerous. Okay. And I'm going to do a formal video on this. I'm going to put it out in a day or two. Here's why I think it's a dangerous thing for spiritual leaders to act like it's not affecting them, or they're feeling all the love and all the things all the time, is because it's giving their people that are following them, like, I need to be like that too.
False hope. And it takes away the ability for these people that are looking up to these leaders to feel like they're somehow broken because they're feeling some kind of way that is not in line with what their leaders are presenting.
I must not be that spiritual because I'm not feeling all this peace all the time. So I'm broken. There's something wrong with me.
Exactly.
I'm not as dangerous as my leader.
It's also dangerous because you're giving people false hope that things are going to be okay, when right now things are not okay. It's okay that nothing is okay right now. It is perfectly okay that nothing is okay right now. We are building our new reality in this moment, right here and now. And That's why the shadow work is important for you while you're going through this. Deal with those things that are coming up. If you're feeling grief, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling frustration, if you're feeling scared, it's okay to feel these things. So to lower stress and getting back to being productive, it's more important than ever to intentionally choose peace over panic. And I know that it is easier said than done, but we need to cultivate that peace, not bypassing, like we were talking about, but actual genuine peace. Processing as we go, not just coping. And I want to take a moment and talk about coping. The word coping pisses me off to no end because you're not actually dealing with the things. You're not dealing with the emotions. You're just coping and stuffing and pretending it doesn't exist, which leads to bypassing. That's not healthy. Processing, dealing with the emotions that are coming up, giving yourself the ability to honor the emotion for a few moments. It doesn't really take a long time to feel an emotion, but most of the time we spend our time circling the wagons around these emotions and not actually feeling it.
I see people doing that a little bit on I've been looking at videos, but I'm seeing people doing that a little bit, and I think it's okay to here, I'm going to give you a practical way to do what we're bitching about right now.
So before we get to that, Hannah says, I did a meditation yesterday and just chanted, I am safe. Feeling it throughout my body was really helpful for the fear. And that is a great meditation, great way to kind of bring yourself into the feeling of being safe.
So I'm going to give you my process that I've been doing every day. Now, we did a video a couple of days ago about the morning ritual that I created to daily honor the fallen who have gone on, who have left us.
Right.
And every day where thousands of people are passing. And I do that. I give some honor to that in my daily morning ritual. And I add some good mojo to myself, my family, and my people, like all of us pushing forward. And I want to talk a little bit about that a couple times. I'm going to tell you what we can all do to process as we go. So, and I talked a little bit about it, and I think it was number 17, whatever, a couple of days ago. You'll have to go back and watch it.
It was one of the tarot videos.
So first, choose one time in the day. I do it in the morning and check in. I sit in front of my little altar with my diffuser and my crystals and my cards and whatever is important to me, things that remind me of my children, and do a personal daily honoring of the fallen. And this is specific for COVID. If you're watching this after the crisis, do a different thing. I do a personal daily honoring of the fallen, and I feel what I need to feel right then. And the worry, the fear, I tap in, I connect, and I send out good mojo and then I close that off and I send out good mojo for the rest of us that are still carrying on. So, excuse me, but I make sure that I end it. That was not a weird cough. It was just a coffee was stuck in my throat cough.
It was a coffee cough.
Here's the key. I make sure to end it on a peaceful note. And it's not, the whole thing is not fear. It's like, my gratitude to my ancestors, my mother, my father, the people that have gone before me. Goodbye and honoring the ones who have gone. Peace to those that are, still here and working. So end it on a peaceful note. And I usually, and then I go about my day, right? But I usually check in again, maybe one time other after I have gotten my priority work tasks done for the day. And I watch at least one cat video. So, but do your day. And I think if you take that time to create a moment to feel and acknowledge it,
to feel whatever it is, it doesn't even necessarily have to be the honoring of the fallen. That's Heather's particular one.
Let it be for you.
But create a space to worry, create a space to process an emotion, to get all up in the feels. And seriously, there's evidence in the professional world of mental health that choosing a specific worry time and isolating your worries to that designated period is actually a very beneficial thing. Here is why. So when the mind knows that it's got a time to do something, it experiences relief already. It's like, okay, I know that there's going to be an outlet for this. I don't have to pent it up. It's not going to be vying for attention and throwing a tantrum because it's afraid that it's going to be expressed. So these emotions that we have, if we give it a time and a space, we're like, okay, 5 minutes in a day, 15 minutes in a day, half an hour, whatever you need to process the emotions, to feel the emotions, to get all up in the feels and then get to peace. Your mind goes, okay, cool. I can chill out for most of the day because I know that time I'm going to have my relaxation. I'm going to have my vent. I'm going to have my release. I'm going to have my tantrum. I'm going to have my emotions. I don't have to let them consume me. So it's a very beneficial thing that we do. And by choosing a time, say, for instance, especially now, taking in the news, you can control your stress. You can process because you create a construct of processing your emotions and the stress that comes with it. Then do something right after to feel good. What that does is that boosts endorphins and makes you feel good. So it ends on that positive note inside of your mind and inside of your literal body. And that can be any of those tips that we've already given you these past several days.
So I think that is all really important, super important to do for us right now. Because like I said, I see people continuing that very damaging and I think very dangerous act of bypassing. And especially right now in our niche, and a lot of people in our niche are not trained because it's a loosely regulated niche, right? Don't really have the background in mental health and what the brain actually does. By bypassing all this stuff, it goes into the subconscious and continues to do this.
Build.
So you've got to do more and more of the Prozac. I'm happy, right? But you know what? Here's the thing.
In the subconscious, it is fighting harder and harder to get out. So it's going to burst at the seams in places that you don't want it to.
It's fighting for a voice because you bet you I have those moments in the day when
Anybody ever had a 3-year-old?
Yeah. Exactly. My brain is a 3-year-old. So no, really in the morning, I give myself the voice because our kids are in 2 separate residences right now. Our son bought a house and our daughter's sort of living with him, but she's also going back and forth to her boyfriend. So none of our kids are here.
Right.
Our daughter is still working at Target right now because it's an essential business. And you betcha I worry about her every day.
You betcha.
I'm calling her and going, are you being okay? Are you being safe? Are you doing this? Are you washing your hands? You're not being the total mom. So, but I want to talk about how we can be productive. And this is one way emotionally we can control that stress and process it, not cope it, but process it. And the next thing is when you get into your day. So let's say you've done your daily morning
venting, releasing, processing, whatever it is.
Building your endorphins back in. The next thing you can do is prioritize. Do less, but do it better.
Yes.
And this is a big one for me, type A, miss, get to overachiever, because that's me if you know me. But I am finding I have less on my to-do list, intentionally and unintentionally.
Right.
I choose the next priority coming up and I put all my focus on it. So my priority this morning was we're going to do this first live about emotional processing, and I put all my focus on it. Then I stop between each task and I move around. I get up, I move around, I go get a cup of coffee, I do whatever I'm going to do. Then after my afternoon live, I put pencils down. I go outside. This is what's changed for me. I go outside, I weed my garden, I dance around, I plant stuff, I call my kids, I stand on the lawn with no shoes on, which is called earthing, also very nice to do for yourself. Or I do something sensually indulgent because I've been in my brain all morning, right? To stretch out and get back into my body and reconnect. Right. So I think that is my routine that's kept me sane and sort of focused and happy because the majority of time I'm happy and I'm feeling good, but it's because as a therapist, I know I need to create money where my mouth is. I'm going to walk the walk.
Create the time.
Yes.
To vent the emotions.
That's what I'm talking
about. So that the rest of your time is much more productive because those emotions aren't fighting for a voice to get out because you've given them that voice. Just like you listen to a 3-year-old and give them a moment of tantrum. Then they feel great for the rest of the day. Same thing with your mind. And as far as prioritizing, another tip is to take the biggest thing that is going to do the most for you, for your goals, for your dreams, whatever it is, and put that one in the beginning of your day.
Big rock in the jar.
Big rock in the jar first. Do that. Do as much as you can. If you spend an hour, 2 hours, whatever, in the beginning of your day, you're going to be much more productive on that thing, and you're going to gain more from the productivity of that time that is in the beginning of the morning than it is waiting until the end of the night when you're in tired mode and your brain is in freak out and burnout, and you don't want to get the big stuff done then. Get it done in the morning. You're going to find over time that what you do is much more effective and efficient and productive by putting the big rocks in the beginning of your day and giving yourself time to chill out.
Yep.
Those are just as important as all of the other times. Before we move on, I want to say what is up to Julia. Good to see you. She says, oh, I've been earthing every day. I love it. And working in my garden, digging in the dirt is so good for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Sian, good to see you. Says, whoa, I'm needing to hear this today. Sliding shoes off. Yep. I'm outside listening. Perfect. Put them on the ground. Put them in the ground if you can.
This is my foot.
In my face.
And these are my shoes that don't match my shirt.
Christina, good to see you. All right. So
my feet, my pants.
There's another piece that has to do with how the brain is wired.
Sciencey stuff coming up.
Science. So nerd alert. So our brains are wired to hold on to the negative and quickly forget the positive. Neuropsychologist Rick Hansen puts it this way. Our brain is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones.
Yep.
This bias causes the brain to react strongly to bad news compared to good news, which is why bad news sticks around longer. Okay? We overcome this negativity bias with gratitude and by talking and filling our minds with more about the good things in our life. We do have to work harder to feel better, but consistently doing it shifts something in your brain over time that you see the positive first, but it takes training.
Right. So you do have to intentionally work at feeling better, right? Yeah. So it's, in fact, here's the actual numbers for you number nerds out there. Psychology research finds we need a ratio of positive to negative interactions 5-1, which is why in the morning, my routine is I'm like, thank you, the ancestors, honoring my mother, honoring my father, giving mojo to us. And that one thing in the middle is the fallen that have gone before, my own worries and stresses I let go.
So 5 good things.
I'm intentionally doing it every morning, 5-1, right? And we have so much negative in our world that's because we crave it, right? It's like an addiction. It really, really is, because we've got the positive parts of our brain that are higher thinking are the most recently evolved in the human body. The primal ones that are wired to the amygdala and the fight or flight are the oldest part of our brains. So we have to work harder to build up the more evolved parts.
They're just more efficient right now.
They're fragile and they're a little bit more delicate.
I was talking about the amygdala.
They need more work.
Yeah.
So the point is, 5-1 is your thing. You got to remember 5-1, but not to diminish the one. Yes. Expressing the one is important.
Feeling it, going deep into those feels it just takes 5 minutes, literally. So you can do it in 5 minutes.
In order to thrive, because those negative interactions affect us so much more strongly than the positive, take in 5 good things intentionally for every one negative thing you need to express and let go of. Expressing the negative is not a bad thing.
Right.
It doesn't lower your vibration. It raises it because you're releasing it from the body. Not acknowledging it and being like, I'm all happy.
That literally lowers your vibration on every level, believing that you're high vibrating. Come on.
So yeah. I have fear because of my kids and my world and all the things. And that doesn't mean I'm vibrating low. That means I'm acknowledging what is freaking real. And I think you should too.
Dead weight.
Because I'm seeing my clients going through this every day.
And Julia says, so refreshing to hear. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So
my point is spark hope in the future for yourself and the world and do all of that I do see spiritual leaders doing. But what's missing is some vital things that me as a mental health practitioner, I want to express to the spiritual niche, because that's my people, is the spiritual niche. Remind yourself what good will come of this in this world, but not at the high cost of continuing to bypass or hide. And I read something amazing. And my friend Giovanna Sardelli, who actually, she's an old high school friend, and I actually live on the street where she grew up, and her sister lives 2 doors down from me. And she posted something this morning. I don't know if she wrote it or not, but it was about the storm and about how we all experience the storm differently and how we're all part of that storm right now. Some of us are just on the outskirts. We're experiencing a little, there's like a rainstorm, you know, and it's like sprinkles. We're not really
getting, it's beautiful.
We're kind of experiencing peace inside. I know I'm having a beautiful time, peaceful. I'm inside. I'm organizing my house. I'm doing a lot of beautiful things for myself and my husband and my home. And it's beautiful.
I hope he knows I'm here with you.
Oh my God. That's why it's been so much fun. But take a moment to connect to the storm, because there are other people in the storm who are getting in the thick of it. They're getting hammered, right? And there are some people that are in the middle of that, right? So there's some people that are experiencing different degrees of the storm, but take a moment as a human and connect to the other people in the storm.
And honor the storm itself. So
it's okay that you're just in this peaceful, lovely sanctuary place, and good for you. I feel like I am. You know, I get when something shows up at a package, I'm like, spray with alcohol, you know, so I'm not getting overly paranoid, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Right. But that fear is real. Not getting lost in it, but take a moment, connect to the others that are in the storm that are getting hammered, and do what you can to connect and be a part of that human experience.
But within that, I also want to say,
and then go back to your,
before we get caught up in everybody else and healing the world, heal yourself first. Okay. Focus on yourself first. Deal with your storm first. Yeah. Okay. Because the more that you are able to be present, the more that you can help other people. It's fine to go out and heal the world and do meditations for the world. That's fantastic. But do you first.
Well, if you're not honoring that place of fear and worry and whatever it is for yourself, taking that time to carving out the time to do it for yourself, you're not really going to be any good for everybody else when you connect to the storm. Well, you're going to be overwhelmed when you connect to the storm and freak out like the world's going to shit and it's all this horrible stuff. You need to do it in a place that's grounded, right, and not be unrealistic. So, you know, so I hope you're hearing me and hearing what I'm laying down.
Oh, I'm here.
Because I'm not, like I said, some people are not.
I think your husband's here.
Not going to like me. Some people are what I'm saying. We should all be love and light and fairy dust. But you know how I feel about that. I love love and light and fairy dust. But I also think that you can do that to an extreme, that you got spiritual cavities up in your mouth because you're eating too much sugar, right? Corey. So you need to be brushing your teeth. Yes. So that's my advice. In a way, we are learning the art of healthy sacrifice for each other instead of bleeding out sacrifice for each other, right? Healthy sacrifice for each other and for the world in general, right? We're putting our money where our mouth is. We are the world, as cheesy as that is. Well, guess what? We are. And we're actively thinking about others every day. So connect to the storm, honor the people that are getting battered, right? And that are going to grieve more than you're going to grieve.
And honor the storm.
Except you hoarders, because we're almost out of toilet paper. In your minds, you will always not have enough. So sorry. Not sorry.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying. About to start wiping my butt with some
trees. I think we got some leaves in the back. We got a lemon tree. It'll be lemony fresh.
I got seeds, by the way, guys. I know
Corey, all kinds of seeds. Corey's gonna love it.
I got seeds
for days.
Oh my God.
Up in here.
That's the new currency, guys. All right.
Seeds is a new currency. So we do want to take a quick moment to tell you about our private life coaching sessions, where we've been specializing in emotional intelligence coaching and emotional release therapy since 2008.
So our specialized sessions in person have grown from 10,000 client sessions with over 2,000 clients worldwide since 2008.
More than in person. across the world.
Across the world. So it's been an incredible journey for us for the last 12 years, helping people grow across the world. And it's the wonderful thing for us is when we started expanding into video clients in 2012 or something.
Right.
Now we have people we have the UK and the Aussies, and we just absolutely love being with you guys in this and before this. But we did see a change coming in the old healing center model years ago. People have always encouraged, you guys need to open a healing center. I'm like, no, we don't. I don't know why, but we don't. And we've been doing ongoing online video sessions with clients since 2012 because we're like, okay, I'm not sure, but let's just keep going this way.
Which wasn't the
besides, I don't want to put pants on to go to work.
Wasn't that the last apocalyptic moment was 2012? Or was it 2015? Or they keep changing it all the time. Anyway, if you are looking for help managing worry, coping with overwhelming emotions, or dealing with uncertainty about the future, let us help you to find deeper peace, calm, and clarity.
So here it is. We opened our schedule, and you can book a video call with us from anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day.
7 days a week. 365 and a quarter days a year. Just find a day and time that works best for you and you'll be good to go.
So, and if it is your first time, we created something special, which we haven't done for years. We got you though. You can book, if it is your first time, you can book a free 15-minute emotional reset session.
So that you can experience what we do without any obligation from anywhere in the world and experience that reset.
So if you are tired of dealing with overwhelming emotions, stress, and anxiety, or uncertainty of the future, let us help you. We got this. This is our
jam. We've been doing it since 2008.
It's our gig.
If you're ready, we made it easy to book a video call with us so that you can get quickly back to living your life with more peace, calm, and clarity.
And some of our clients have even said it's better than 10 years of traditional therapy because we're not traditional.
But we're intense. So check that out in the description. We do look forward to helping you through this chaos and back to peace.
So what keeps you going through extended times of stress is the balance between processing ongoing grief and stimulating hope in the future, right? Remember, 5-1, not hiding in an ivory tower because towers fall. Right? Because we can't really afford to bypass our emotions in empty spiritual fluff and ritual anymore. Processing and thriving is different than just coping and managing. It's rubber to the road time. And I've been training for this, right? Yep. So be a part of someone else's storm today for a moment and let yourself go.
Yep. So since you guys have watched this far, be sure to check out the goodies that we've got for you. There's a link in the description below. If you liked this video,
hit the like button.
And if you want to see more videos like this,
be sure to subscribe.
And don't forget to spank the bell to turn notifications on.
So you're the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
And now it's time to check out these videos over here. And over here, and over here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Check all the videos out. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.